The era of the Almighty has begun. Bobby Lashley won the WWE Championship in what can only be described as a squash match in the main event of Raw against The Miz. The Miz now has lost the title after only a week of holding it. He was not expected to hold it for a long time, but this makes things interesting and kind of sets things up for WrestleMania. So let's talk about it. So tonight, The Miz tried to finagle his way out of a match, was not able to. He was set to face Bobby Lashley. Shane McMahon came out at the last minute, made it a lumberjack match. So people surrounded the ring, and Miz was squashed. And it was honestly about, what was it, like 14, 15 years now in the making of Bobby Lashley becoming the WWE Championship. Because remember, before he left back in 2006, I believe, he was supposed to be the WWE Champion. He was supposed to be the next big thing. Vince McMahon wanted him. That's the reason he was in that main event match in WrestleMania 23 with Donald Trump and the shaving of the heads and whatnot. Bobby Lashley was supposed to be the guy. And now, finally, in 2021, Bobby Lashley is going to be likely in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, the only question is, who? Who is going to be facing Bobby Lashley? Is it going to be someone like Braun Strowman, who has kind of been built up in the past few weeks, put his eyes on the title? Or is it going to be Drew McIntyre? Drew McIntyre, who went into last year winning the Royal Rumble, won and went into WrestleMania and main evented WrestleMania, beating Brock Lesnar, and then, that whole Big Show match that happened afterwards. But we're not going to talk about that. But is it going to be him, finally, after a year of being essentially the quarantine champion, after carrying the company in quarantine with no fans? Is Drew McIntyre going to get his shot in front of fans, hopefully in Tampa Bay, to become the WWE champion again? That's to be determined. But, as far as Bobby Lashley winning, again, I don't think there's a person who doesn't like this Bobby Lashley winning the title. I know there's a lot of people, myself included, who did not really like the original incarnation of Bobby Lashley we saw in 2006. The 2006 Bobby Lashley was kind of being shoved down our throat, Roman Reigns type, right? Because he wasn't good on promos. You could tell he was kind of being elevated. He was a pretty good worker. He had some faults, but he wasn't as seasoned. He wasn't interesting. That was the thing. He wasn't interesting. But the Hurt Business Bobby Lashley with MVP behind him, with MVP cutting promos for him, I think this is the perfect scenario for MVP in the Hurt Business, because they're going to be able to make things interesting. MVP is much better on the mic. He's one of the most underrated people on the mic in this entire generation. When MVP is on the mic, you're going to watch, and you're going to be entertained, because what he says is in part truth. It's not just kayfabe, it's in part truth, and it's also builds the story. So MVP, the Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley being WWE Champion is, I think, good for the WWE. It's good for wrestling because it makes things interesting. Now, I know, being really optimistic here, is WWE going to actually be able to put out a finished product that's good? We'll see. We know that, creatively they're not the best, and I'm been critical of their creative process in the past, but this decision to possibly build up a Drew McIntyre for a main event match at WrestleMania and coming in and defeating the almighty Bobby Lashley, I think there's really no better way to set him up for this match at WrestleMania. There's no better match for Drew right now than this match right here. Side note, I know many people are asking themselves, why is this interesting? Why are you so excited about it? You want to know why I'm excited about it? Because the last time Bobby Lashley was a world champion, last time he was an ECW champion, we got bald, crazy Vince. I would love to see bald, crazy Vince like this in 2021. Call me crazy. I'm insane. I just love chaos. I'm admitting. I don't, as much as I like, good cohesive storylines, I also just love the bullshit of professional wrestling. It's arguably it obviously doesn't, keep you interested in long term. But man, those moments of just pure bullshit, they are amazing to watch back. And bald crazy Vince. If you don't go with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, Vince is never too old, man. Just go for it. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.